So we are now back with another week of League One fixtures, but this weekend is a little bit different. Some games have been postponed due to international call-ups, so there's only 8 games to actually pick from. When the rearranged fixtures end up happening over the course of the season, what I'll do is I will predict the score for those games at the nearest game week weekend. Basically, I don't know the best way to go about it, but I'm going to just do it when they are playing close to a full round of fixtures. Otherwise, I'll be giving you a score prediction when the game's going to be happening in 6 weeks' time, when form can change, players can get injured. So it would make no sense for me to predict those games. But anyway, before I get into today's video, let's smash that like button. Let me know your score predictions for this weekend's fixtures. And if you're new to my channel, hit that sub button. I'm trying to hit 6k subs before the end of the year. If you are new to my score prediction series, basically what I'm doing this year is competing with AI. And at this moment in time, AI is beating me 6-3 on score predictions. I'm beating AI in terms of results. I did manage, though, to get a score prediction right last weekend, and that was Lincoln versus Mansfield, which ended up being 1-1. So it's currently 6-3 to AI in this mini-series, which I'm doing this year. But I am beating AI 28-22 on getting the correct result. So the first game that we are going to talk about is Port Vale versus Leyton Orient. So every time I predict Orient to win a game of football, they lose. Every time I predict them to lose, they win. So for this one, I'm going with a draw. Port Vale are still winless in the league at this moment in time. They need to sort their problems out in front of goal. I guess the positive is they are creating chances. That's always a good thing, but they need to add a bit of quality, be a bit more clinical, because I feel like that confidence of not taking your chances is slowly going to go, and then they're going to struggle to create chances. So they need to figure out a way to be more clinical in front of goal. With Leyton Orient, there's a defensive problem, so that is going to be an area which Port Vale might take full advantage of. They've conceded far too many goals, conceding chances through mistakes, counter-attacks, and also out wide. They're not defending too well. I think Tom James at right back hasn't done well so far this season. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Leyton Orient, for me, they've got the quality, and I feel like in terms of front of goal, they could be more clinical than Port Vale. Plymouth 1, Stockport County 2. What can I say about Plymouth? They need to stop losing, don't they? Mistakes, awful defending. Surely they are not going to go down this season. It'd be absolutely crazy if they did. Back-to-back relegations surely are not on the cards. I don't see them winning this game, though, after being beaten 4-0 away to Cardiff, but at least they are at home, so they are in front of their home fans, and I don't think the home fans are going to allow them to perform the way they have been, especially away from home. So they need to fix up, being the home side here. But for me, Stockport, they've just got so much quality, and I can just see them winning this game. If Plymouth are going to get something from it, I think they need to target Stockport with set pieces. But I feel like the overall quality, the way Stockport, the squad is, it's so much better than Plymouth's at the moment. So I'm going with the away side here. Bolton 2, AFC Wimbledon 1. Another week, another game of Bolton missing chances. It must be so frustrating to watch Bolton at the moment, as they concede loads of goals, but against the run of play, and it's just that one simple mistake, and then they've conceded the goal. They need to figure out a way to just kill teams off. They can get the goal, and I feel like at times they are much better when they are coming back from a losing position, because it just gives them a kick up the bum. But they need to figure out how to score more goals. They do create chances. They do control possession of the ball. But Wimbledon will frustrate Bolton. This is the problem. And I feel like with Bolton being at home, I think that makes a massive difference. I think if this was the other way round, I would go with more of a draw. I think Wimbledon could definitely get something. But I feel like this is the second game in a row for Wimbledon away from home. Bolton, surely there's going to be one weekend they're going to be able to finish a team off. And I think it might be this weekend against Wimbledon. But again, Wimbledon, they're not exactly in bad form. Defensively, they're solid. they are going to make it difficult. But I've gone with the home side, 2-1 to Bolton. Doncaster versus Bradford. I've gone with a 1-1 score prediction here. Two informed teams going at each other. Are Doncaster going to be like the next victim of being pecked by the chickens, especially after the game? It's absolutely crazy, the replies. How many fans get involved in it? Fair play to Bradford. It's definitely a massive talking point in the early parts of this season. As they are the home side, I do back them to get something in this game. I feel like Doncaster have just used the momentum from their promotion winning season from League Two. In fact, both teams have, and they've taken it into this year. There's been a lot of established League One sides that haven't started the season off well, and Donny and Bradford, they're taking full advantage of that. They're gaining as many points as possible, and the biggest question mark will be when they get a knockback, how can they recover? Donny, they've had a setback. They lost against Huddersfield, but then they came back and won the next game. So I feel like in this game, both teams will share the points. I don't really see any weaknesses in Donny's game at the moment, and I do think Bradford's away form can be hit or miss. So I think a draw would be a fair result here. 1-1 for both teams. Lincoln 2, Wickham 1. Lincoln did extremely well to get something at home against Mansfield by going down to 10 men. I nearly had this game to be a draw because I feel like Ryan Lowe, he's adding more of his own foundations into this Wigan side week by week. But Lincoln, for me, they're good. They're going about their business nicely. They play nice football. They've got a really good balance between experience and youngsters in their starting 11, within their squad. And if you look at the form table right now, it does go more towards Lincoln. And as they are the home side, I'm predicting them to win 2-1 to them. But it will be a very difficult win. Wickham 2, Mansfield 2. More signings were made by Wickham on transfer deadline day. They are still winless in the league. Surely this can't go on for any longer. Mansfield, I would argue their squad, there's more of a rhythm, there's more of a togetherness, they know how each other play, there's chemistry within that group of players, and if you look at the form over the last 5 games, they've picked up 10 points. But with Wickham, the pressure is on. Mike Dodds, for me personally, I don't see him lasting the season. I think he was a poor appointment in the first place by Wickham, and I just don't think he's going to be able to turn this around, and I feel like they will get a change of manager in soon. How soon, I don't know, but I feel like they are going to get something at home against Mansfield. It's all good playing out and pass, but you need to do something with the ball, and I just don't feel like they are doing enough when they do have possession with it. And I feel like Mansfield, especially with their experienced coach, they're going to be more than happy to allow Wickham to play and just hit Wickham on the counter. Huddersfield 3, Peterborough 0. Huddersfield, despite losing to Barnsley, have the perfect game to bounce back. Peterborough are pretty much the worst side in the League One right now, I would say. I don't know how long Darren Ferguson will have staying the manager of Peterborough. I don't think the owners have backed him in terms of in the transfer market. It's all good having these young, players with plenty of potential, but you need experience, you need proven winners within your group, you need just help sometimes the younger players to guide through a game of football, and I just don't think Peterborough have that. I don't think this is the right transfer model. I disagree with it completely, and look at the start of the season. I think lots of people predicted this, that it might happen to Peterborough. And right now, if you was to say to me which side is going to get relegated, I'm definitely going to say them. And they're up against, especially away from home, a very good Huddersfield team with plenty of quality. They've won games, they've had setbacks, but they've bounced back when they've had a setback. And they had one recently against Barnsley, and I feel like this is the perfect one to bounce back with. It could be literally the easiest win of the season. And I know that sounds harsh, but can anyone predict Peterborough to win this game? I don't think they will. Rotherham 2, Exeter 0. Rotherham have not started this season off that well, and although it's quite early into this year, I would say this game is very important. I see both teams being down there by the end of the year, and this, I know it's early and I don't want to say it's a must win, but it feels like a must win, especially for Rotherham as they are the home side. I really don't know what's going to happen with Rotherham this year. They could easily fall into the bottom 4. They might just finish just above it, but what I've seen so far is they don't look good, especially defensively. Exeter, they're better at home compared to away from home. So this is a really good opportunity for Rotherham to get the result. And if they don't, the pressure will be on. And you're going to see soon managers losing their job, all because they've had a really poor start to the season, as it normally happens in football nowadays. Although Exeter, they've won 2 out of their last 3 games. I know they're not going to make this game easy, but I feel like Rotherham, if you're going to get a win, you need to get it now against an Exeter team that I think is going to be down there. So I've gone with 2-0 to the home side. So those are my score predictions. Let me just tell you what games have been postponed before I give you a recap. So Blackpool v Luton has been postponed. Cardiff v Burton, Reading v Northampton, and Stevenage v Barnsley. So, my score predictions went like this. 2-1 to Bolton to beat Wimbledon. 1-1 between Donny v Bradford. 3-0 to Huddersfield to beat Peterborough. 2-1 to Lincoln to beat Wickham. 2-1 for Stockport to win away from home against Plymouth. 1-1 between Port Vale and Leyton Orient. 2-0 to Rotherham to beat Exeter at home. And 2-2 between Wickham and Mansfield. And then AI predicted 2-0 to Bolton. 2-1 to Bradford, 2-0 to Huddersfield, 1-1 between Lincoln and Wigan, 2-1 to Stockport, 1-1 between Port Vale and Leyton Orient, 2-1 to Rotherham to beat Exeter, and 2-2 between Wickham and Mansfield. So that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please smash that like button. It does help the video perform better on YouTube. Let me know your score predictions down in the video comments. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that sub button. I'm trying to hit 6k subs before the end of the year. I make Luton and EFL content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.